everyone, welcome to our fourth episode of me webinar series Prompt Engineering with ChatGPT. Once again, I'm Jeannie Sen, founder of Quiet Marketing, a certified marketing professional and a proud member of Sales and Marketing Institute Philippines. I've been doing webinars for 2 years now and recently founded Quiet marketing is an avenue for aspiring marketers and entrepreneurs. So, just a few friendly reminders before we begin with our webinar. Please do engage in our live chat and let us know that you're here, where you're tuning in, where you're watching. Let's all maintain a safe and professional space for everyone. You can drop your questions as early as now, and I'll be happy to address it in the live chat after our discussion. And you can shout out your friends and your school, and of course, don't forget to say adios before we end. Your active engagement means a lot because, as you know, I've started this webinar initiative last March 15th of this year, and your support for what I do keeps me going and do more of this in the coming days. This is your conventional webinar, no fluff marketing, no long intros, no blah blah blah, just straight to the point marketing insights that saves you time and energy because we know that your time is valuable. All right, once again, welcome to this webinar entitled Prompt Engineering with ChatGPT. Write 3 times faster and 5 times smarter. So we all know that AI is here to stay, but the real question isn't if we use it, it's how. Because it's not just about using AI, it's about using it well. And that's where prompt engineering comes in. The difference between just okay and exactly what I needed, between generic outputs and game-changing precision. If you want to make your work 3 times faster and 5 times smarter, prompt engineering isn't just a skill, it's a strategy. So let's learn how to do it right in this webinar. Okay. So if we're being real, most people use AI like a search bar and that they get disappointed when the output is bland, off, or just plain wrong. But the truth is, the quality of your output is only as good as your input. And today, I'm going to teach you how to talk to AI like a pro and get results that are faster, smarter, and more aligned with what you really need. So, in this webinar, what we're aiming for is to convey the strategy of prompt engineering in less than an hour. Okay. All right. So first we define what is prompt engineering. So don't worry because this isn't going to be some textbook techie definition. We're not here to throw big words. We're here to talk with you, not at you. Okay. So here's what it really means. Prompt engineering is simply the way we ask AI to do something, crafting our words in a way that it helps give us the most useful, accurate, and even creative response. So it's not just about saying, ChatGPT, make a caption. Because honestly, if you've tried that before, you've probably seen ChatGPT spit out something that you don't really um you don't really like, or something is off. So back in the early days, ChatGPT would just guess what you meant. Now it actually guides you, but only if you know how to ask the right way. And that's what we're going to unpack today. So, if that sounds simple, it's not just about typing, write me a blog anymore. So, a well written prompt can save you time, It improves output quality, unlocks hidden features of AI models, and a bad prompt just wastes time, brings confusion, and makes you believe that AI isn't good enough, okay? When it's really your instructions that need work. And of course, prompt engineering is the intentional design of instructions you give to an AI to get the result you actually want. So it's not just random, not trial and error. It's engineered, it's thought through, and it's strategic. So if you ever wondered why two people get different answers from ChatGPT using the same question, the secret lies in how you ask. Okay. So prompt engineering matters because it saves times by getting the output you need faster. It also reduces vague or even generic results and empowers non-technical users to do more with AI. And it makes AI a reliable assistant for your work, for school, or for business. So, real examples could be when rewriting your resumes, summarizing reports, creating social media plans, job interview preparations, you name it, ChatGPT can do it for you. So, let's talk about good versus bad prompts. Okay, let's do a quick transformation of a weak prompt. So let's break it down with the before and after. So an example of bad prompt could look like write me a business proposal. So this is a bad prompt because this is vague. The AI doesn't know who it's for, what industry, what format or tone, what the goal is. So let's be honest. We've all typed something like this at some point, right? Yes. So write the business proposal. That's way too vague. And the AI sitting there thinking, okay, but who for? What kind of business? What tone? How long? It's like asking someone to cook you dinner without telling them if you're vegetarian or feeding a party of 10. So, how do we fix that? Let's see what happens when we give the AI exactly what it needs to succeed. Okay, so here's a better prompt. Write a one-page business proposal for a co-working space in Baguio City, targeting startup founders using a persuasive tone and highlighting flexible workspace packages. So, did you see the difference? Clear context, specific audience, desired tone, and defined output. So if this is how you frame your prompt with ChatGPT, you always get better results every single time. But this is just an example. We're not yet there. Now that we've seen the difference between a vague prompt and a powerful one, let's break it down even further. Okay, so today we're learning how to actually craft better prompts on purpose, not by accident, using the six powerful components that will help you guide AI like a pro. Because good output starts with great input. Okay, so let's dive in. All right, so let's break down step by step. The first thing we always want to give ChatGPT is context. Okay, so think of it like this. You're starting a conversation with someone who doesn't know you, your situation, or what you need. So you begin with, I'm a college student. Simple, right? But this small line gives ChatGPT a frame to work with. It now understands your level, your possible schedule, your skill set, all the unspoken things that shape a helpful response. So without context, Your prompt is like asking a stranger for advice without telling them your background. But with context, you're inviting AI into your world so it can meet you where you are. Now that you've told ChatGPT who you are, the next step is telling it what you need. This is the task, your main ask. In this case, it's give me a 1 month time management program. Notice how clear that is. You're not just saying, help me with time. Okay? So you're giving a specific task with a time frame. This is the part of the prompt where you make the request clear, direct, and actionable. So think of it like placing an order at a cafe. The clearer you are with your order, the better the output will be. And don't worry about something too formal or perfect. Just make sure your ask is specific enough to be understood. Okay? All right. So now let's bring it all together. We've seen what a bad prompt looks like and how it transforms into something clear and effective. But you might be wondering, how do I consistently write prompts that actually work? So that's where this comes in. These are the six components of a powerful prompt. So think of them as your building blocks. You don't always have to use all six, but the more you include, the more accurate and valuable your AI output will be. Let's go through them one by one. So task is what do you want it to do? This is your actual request, simple, clear, and direct. Context is who you are and what do you need. This part gives the AI some background, okay? So you also have exemplar. This gives an example or model. So AI learns best when it has a sample to follow. Also, persona, who should the AI act like? Format, what should the output look like? And tone, what vibe should it give? So that's last but definitely not the least, tone. Do you want it friendly, professional, punchy, inspiring? So this helps the output feel right because communication isn't just about content, it's connection. So there you have it, the six components of a prompt that actually gets you what you need: task, context, exemplar, persona, format, and tone. So the more intentional you are with these pieces, the more magic you unlock with AI. All right, now that we know what the six components of a powerful prompt are, let's take it one step further because it's not just about knowing what they are, it's also about understanding which ones truly matter first and which ones give your prompt that extra edge. So yes, there's a hierarchy here that every prompt needs all the six components every single time, but knowing the order of importance makes all the difference. When you're pressed for time or you want the best results fast, let's break it down clearly. So here we have task. Task is non-negotiable. This is your must-have. Okay. This is where you tell AI what to do. Without the task, there's no direction. So it's like asking someone to do something and expecting them to read your mind. Okay. Context is the next critical piece. So think of it this way. You could ask, make a 1 week workout plan, but without saying for who, it could be for a bodybuilder, a beginner, or even a senior citizen. See what I mean? The task sets what you want, okay? But the context gives it meaning. That's why context ranks high. It tells the AI who you are, what your situation is, or what you're trying to solve. It personalizes the response. With exemplars follow right after. So they're not required, but they're incredibly powerful. So if you've ever told ChatGPT, make it sound like this, or shared a sample post of a paragraph, you were giving it an exemplar. So this is especially useful when tone and structure matter, like writing emails, social posts, or slide content. So you're basically saying, here's what good looks like, follow this. Okay? We also have the last three, which is persona, format, and tone. So we call these the enhancers. These aren't always essential, but they elevate your prompt when used intentionally. So persona tells the AI who to act as, like it could act as your fitness coach, a career mentor, or a marketing expert. So with format, it tells you how to structure the output. It could be through a table, a bullet, or bulleted or numbered steps, whatever suits your needs. So, and then tone is the energy or vibe. Do you want it formal? Do you want it persuasive, fun, concise? Okay. They may not be required every time, but when you use them right, you get responses that feel just right. Okay, so to recap the hierarchy, task is mandatory, context and exemplars, highly important, persona, format, and tone, great to have for clarity and polish. Okay, and the key takeaway here is that the more clearly you define the important components, especially task and context, the better the AI can think with you. Okay, because ChatGPT isn't just here to give answers, it's here to co-create with you, but only if you tell it what it needs to know. Okay. Right, now that we've seen how prompts can go from vague to powerful, let's break it down to a formula that works every time. So persona plus context, task, exemplars plus format plus tone equals a great prompt and even a better output. Now, here's the thing. I know that looks like a mouthful, but don't worry. So you don't always need all six, okay? So let's talk about the formula that holds everything together. Persona plus context plus task plus exemplars plus format plus tones equals quality output, okay? So what you do need every single time is a clear task. That's your anchor. So next in line, context and exemplars. These are too important. Without context, your prompt is floating. The AI won't understand who you are or what you're really asking for. Without exemplars, it won't know the kind of response you're expecting. And then we have the nice to haves, personas, format, tone. These elements are powerful, yes, but they're optional. Okay, so they help you level up the quality, but even just having task and context can already give you a strong result. So this formula isn't about following a rigid structure. It's about knowing what to include depending on your goal. And the clearer you are, the better ChatGPT can help you. Okay, so now let's break down each of the six components one by one. So let's start with the first and most essential component. We have the task. This is the core of your prompt. It's what you're actually asking the AI to do. And believe it or not, this is where most people still get it wrong. They either ask too vaguely or too broadly or forget to ask anything specific at all. Now, when we talk about tasks, there are two kinds you need to understand. So we have the simple task. This is when you're asking ChatGPT to perform one clear action. So something focused, straight to the point, it's clean, it's quick, and it works beautifully when you already know exactly what you want. Okay. So we also have multiple tasks. So now sometimes you need more just one thing. So you might want ChatGPT to summarize, reword, create, even format, or maybe analyze, list, and explain. So that's a multi-step task, and that's totally doable too. The key here is to make sure your task, whether it's simple or layered, is clearly stated. So think of it as giving directions. If you're clear, ChatGPT will follow. If you're vague, it'll guess. So we don't want guesses. We want quality output. And now that we've tackled the core, let's move on to the next piece that supports the task, the context. Okay. And I always say, yes, this is where the magic happens. Why? Because context is what limits endless possibilities. So when you ask ChatGPT to do something without context, it fills the blanks with assumptions. So that might sound okay at first until it gives you a result that doesn't match your goals, your lifestyle, or even your situation. Context is what anchors your prompts to your reality. So, what kind of context should you give? So, here is a helpful checklist for you to remember. What do you want it to achieve? Who are you? What are your background? What does success look like for you? What kind of environment or situation are you in? Let's take this example on the slide. Okay, so I'm a college student with the goal of managing my time effectively over the next 30 days. I have classes from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and the rest of my time goes to self maintenance, team projects, and other school activities. That's strong context. Now we know who the user is, what they're trying to achieve, what their schedule looks like, and what other demands are on their time. Okay, so when you ask ChatGPT to give you a 1 month time management program to follow, the AI has real information to work with. It doesn't have to guess. And remember, the clearer your context, the better your output. Okay. So let's keep it going. Next up is exemplars. This one's a game changer. What is an exemplar? So it's just a fancy word for example. Okay, so you don't always need this. Not every prompt has to include an exemplar, but when you do include one, the quality of your output often improves drastically. Why? Because instead of the AI guessing what good looks like, you show it. Okay, so let's walk you through the example on this slide. So you're a fresh marketing graduate and you're writing a resume for a social media marketing position. Please draft a resume content using the format of this existing resume below. Now, pause here for a second. The context is already clear. We know who the user is, what they're applying for, and what they want to write. But by adding a real sample resume, we're telling ChatGPT, hey, model the structure like this, follow this flow, and match this vibe. So it gives your prompt direction. It sets a standard. So think of it as showing, not just telling. Okay, so whenever possible, and especially for creative, strategic, or structured outputs, give the AI a solid example to build from. You'll save yourself multiple revisions every time. Okay, all right, now let's talk about persona. Basically, who do you want AI to be? So this is one of the most fun parts of prompt crafting. Why? Because this is where you assign a role or identity to ChatGPT. You can literally say you are a chief operations officer, you are a seasoned social media manager, you are Warren Buffett, and boom, it shifts how ChatGPT thinks. Suddenly, your output is written with the lens of experience or expertise. So let's break it down with what's on the slide. If you're working on a KPI report, for example, you might start with you are a COO responsible for presenting performance metrics to stakeholders. That immediately tells the AI to approach it from an executive high level view. Okay, so if you're strategizing a promotional campaign, you say you're a social media manager crafting a launch plan for a new product. Now the AI is thinking in terms of branding, timing, audience engagement like a marketer would. And here's a power tip. You can name drop real industry figures to add style or strategy. So you are a legendary investor, Warren Buffett. You are Apple's former chief design officer, and watch the tone and insight instantly levels up. So remember that you're not just asking ChatGPT what to do, you're telling it who it should be while doing it. So now once you've set who the AI is, let's talk about what you want it to produce. So that's where format comes in. Okay, so now you've told ChatGPT who it is and what you want it to do. Now you've got to tell it how you want the output to show up. Because here's the thing. AI can give a great answer, but if it's not in a format you can actually use or present, that's wasted potential. Okay, so format is all about structure. Do you want it table? Do you want a table, a bullet list, a step-by-step plan, a script, a tweet thread? It's like telling the AI, hey, don't just give me ideas. Give them to me in a way I can plug straight into my workflow. So here's an example from our slide. Using the resource I provide, generate a summary of the KPI report organized by department, sales, marketing, operations, finance. Very clear. Okay, so very clear, but we go a step further. Present each category with this format, department name, key metrics track, performance highlights, challenges, recommended actions, and use a table chart for this report. Now, that's precision. Why this is powerful is because the AI isn't left guessing. You're reducing back and forth and getting ready to use output that actually fits your needs. So whether it's a social media caption, a report, a resume, or a campaign plan, you tell it the shape of the results you want and it will follow. So this one is actually my favorite format of all time, a table format for my prompts for ChatGPT. So up next, let's make it sound like you. Now let's talk about tone, or as I like to say, what should this feels like? Okay, what should this feel like? Because sometimes, even if the content is technically correct, it can feel totally off, right? So let's say you're writing a job application and it comes off sounding robotic or cold. That's a missed opportunity. So if you're making a caption for social media, but it reads like a school report, not exactly scroll stopping. Okay, so this is where tone comes in. Tone sets the vibe, so it tells ChatGPT how to speak, not just what to say, but how it lands with your reader. So you can say, use a casual tone. This is perfect for relaxed, friendly content. Use a professional tone when you're writing reports or formal emails. Show enthusiasm. This is great for campaign pitches or even promos or promotions. So you're basically giving it a voice, a vibe, and a personality. The magic is when you match your tone to your audience, your message feels right. So it becomes relatable, credible, and effective. So always ask yourself, do I want this feel warm, um, authoritative, playful, or empathetic? So don't be afraid to say it in the prompt. Chat GPT listens and it reflects back in the output. Okay. And there you have it, the art of science of prompt engineering. All right, so now for the grand finale, putting all together. So we've broken down every piece. We have the task, context, exemplar, persona, format, and tone. Now we build a single crafted prompt that brings them all into one smooth, intentional request. So let me walk you through it. So in terms of what I'm doing right now, so I'm a webinar host. So preparing a social media poster for an upcoming session. So here's how the prompt engineering goes. Here's the final prompt looks. Okay, so um, I'm a webinar host preparing a social media poster for my upcoming session, blah, blah, blah. So that's the persona. So webinar host, you're telling ChatGPT who you are and immediately setting the scene. So context is I'm preparing a social media poster for my upcoming session on prompt engineering with ChatGPT. So I'm targeting professionals and students interested in AI. Now the AI understands your goal, your topic, and your audience. Now for the task, so the keyword create a compelling link in style caption that promotes the webinar and grabs attention. So this is the core ask, clear and direct. And then the format it into two, three punchy lines. So this guides the structure of the output. No bulky paragraphs here, just sharp scroll stopping copy. So with exemplars, here's the kind of tone I'm aiming for. So I'm not just telling it what I want, but I'm showing how it's exactly what I want it to look like. So at the final, tone. This is the feeling I want for the content to carry the energy and the impact. So, the result is you're not leaving anything to chance. You're not crossing your fingers hoping AI gets it right. You are designing the output with intention, with precision like a true prompt engineer. So this is the power of complete prompting. And the best part is that you can do this for anything from captions to campaigns, reports to resumes. You now have the tools, the technique, the formula. So go ahead and write like a prompt pro. And there you have it, the art and science of prompt engineering. You've seen the difference between vague and intentional. You've learned how clarity transforms results, and now you hold the blueprint to make AI work for you, not the other way around. So here's what I want for you to remember that AI is not magic, but it's collaboration. And prompts, they're your language of direction. So when you're clear, AI is powerful. And when you're intentional, it becomes transformational. And when you lead with empathy, context, and purpose, you don't just use AI, you elevate it. Okay. So as you step away from this session and back into your work, your studies, or your next big project, don't just type into ChatGPT. Engineer your prompts, design your outcomes, lead the AI conversation. Don't just follow it. Okay. So thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you for your energy and for your curiosity and your commitment to growing in this AI powered world. This is just the beginning, and I'll see you on the next session. We have AI in marketing that's happening on Saturday, May 24th. So please, please, please do join us once again. So until then, prompt with purpose, prompt with power, and always prompt like a pro. If you like this webinar, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, Quiet Marketing, and join our Facebook group, free marketing webinars. Don't forget to answer the webinar testimonial form that you can find on webinar registration confirmation email. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a great day. Appreciate you all.